Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS producer Sydney Bowles, BNEWS reporters Chris Flaherty and Robert Paris, and Carmen Fils-Aimé, Peter Brown with the weather, Anthony Matos with sports, and Gretchen Carey with the community calendar. Thank you for joining us. The Burlington Police Department has been awarded a gold award from AAA Northeast. It's an award that recognizes police departments and individual officers who go above and beyond to promote public safety. BPD was recognized in its entirety for its efforts to use patrol and enforcement and for its traffic safety committee. That's a group of representatives from police, the engineering department, and other parts of government with meetings focused on road safety. AAA Northeast also individually recognized Officer David McLean for his work for educating Burlington students about bus safety and organizing community car seat checks. Congratulations to Officer McLean and the entire department. The committee in charge of the high school redevelopment project is close to choosing its owner's project manager of the project. The OPM is the private firm that guides the district through the process from feasibility study all the way to construction. At its most recent committee meeting, the high school building committee heard from 3 finalists. The first, Dorr and Whittier, is currently the town's OPM on the Fox Hill construction project. They emphasized their knowledge of Burlington's school system and its politics as a reason to hire them for this second larger project. The other 2 firms were Left Field Project Management, which specifically focus on high schools in Massachusetts and Rhode Island, and Collier's Project Leaders, a nationally recognized firm with more than 17,000 projects in schools, courthouses, and other developments. Committee members are now ranking their choices among the top 3 and are expected to make a decision in the coming days. The multi-town Middlesex 3 Coalition met recently to talk about what's working in Burlington and what the town can do to prepare for the future. Sydney Bowles has more.
The M3 Coalition is a regional economic development group that includes developers, business owners, and government agencies from Woburn all the way up to Tingsboro. And those groups were out in full force at an event centered around Burlington. When it comes to retail space, panelists talked about the need for innovation and flexibility, for pivoting, as some put it. If digital-first millennials and Gen Zers are going to leave the house, they're going to want entertainment and interactive spaces. Carrie Dowling, who manages leasing at Wayside, says she's proud of homegrown businesses like Made in Burlington, and she's excited about the possibility of more live-work spaces.
Our project isn't mixed use today, and understanding how the office in particular market is trying to pivot and figure out how they're going to change or just, develop further into other uses potentially is very interesting.
In the life sciences and biotech world, panelists said startups are coming from Cambridge to expand on ideas they dreamed up at Harvard and MIT. But even amid the excitement for a more diversified future, everyone is dealing with the challenges of building amid high interest rates and high construction costs.
What we, I think, are all seeing is that it is a difficult financial market in which to build, in which to create, because the interest rates are too high. So if our capital partners can get 5% in a Fidelity money market account, there's no reason to build an apartment building and get a 5% return and get all that construction risk and other risks.
One thing everyone agreed on, Burlington has something special.
The town is very collaborative and has been growing, and we see that there's a lot of traffic that's been increasing and sales.
Burlington really is, a model for redevelopment and zoning. They really take a proactive approach. I think all of the communities in the Middlesex 3 Coalition look to Burlington as an example. So I'm always just here to, pick up tidbits, learn what Woburn can do better, hear what our competition is up to.
There's always something happening in Burlington that the town just seems to progress in a way that others just hope they can. And so it's not about what has happened, but really about what is to come.
From Grandview Farm, I'm Sydney Bowles.
The town of Burlington has been awarded a grant from the Massachusetts Executive Office of Economic Development. The grant, which is for $74,000, is to help the town prepare for zoning changes to bring it into compliance with the 2021 MBTA Communities Law. The law was designed to spur new housing production by incentivizing towns and cities, or ordering them to create opportunities for new denser housing near public transportation. Burlington doesn't have to build the housing, just create the zoning conditions so that developers can pursue more housing there if they want to. The Planning Board is set to consider changes to zoning rules for how fitness centers can be distributed through the town. As it stands now, gyms can only be 5,000 square feet, which is quite small, or they need to get a special approval from the town. Under the new rules, fitness studios under 5,000 square feet could be opened anywhere, while larger fitness centers up to 20,000 square feet would only be permitted in certain commercial areas like Mall Road. The changes have not been finalized. They were brought at the request of the Planet Fitness, which is currently located at 40 Ray Avenue. The owners hope to relocate to 240 Middlesex Turnpike. The Parks and Recreation Department expected to hire a culture consultant to improve relations amongst department staff. Rec Director Brendan Egan says the decision came after conversations with staff, and the hope is to make sure everyone in the department feels valued.
We are definitely a unique department. We have, manual laborers, office workers, and trying to mix together and create, a comprehensive team under one, set of guidelines and principles and everything is challenging, and I think we're listening to them. And today's workplace has changed, and the expectations are a little different, and people see what the private industry does and how they react to things. So we're just trying to stay ahead with our own department.
The Rec Commission this week approved a $5,000 part of the appropriation to be spent from the revolving fund, with another $5,000 to come from the part-time budget. Parks and Recs isn't the only department looking into culture and inclusion. The Select Board in May successfully petitioned town meeting for $20,000 for a DEI consultant for the town. No word yet on how or whether that money has been spent. Executives from 3 Burlington companies are on the Boston Globe's list of top 100 women-led business in the Commonwealth. The Globe highlighted Wendy Nowakowski, co-founder and president of Northbridge Communities, which operates senior living centers, Alicia Barton, CEO of First Light Power, a clean energy firm, and Sam King, CEO of the IT services firm Veracode. In a statement to BNEWS, Sam King said, and I quote, "It's an order for Veracode," boy, it's tough tonight, "It's an honor for Veracode to be recognized as a top 100 women-led business in Massachusetts. I believe this is how we make real change in the technology industry, leading by example. When you see other women and other women-led businesses making a difference in their communities, it is inspiring. Recognition and programs like this help shape the way the next generation will approach careers in technology and can create a world where everyone is empowered and make meaningful contributions," end quote. The rankings were based on analysis of revenue and operating budget, the number of full-time employees, workplace and management diversity, and innovative projects. You may know 3rd Ave is a hub of commerce and recreation here in Burlington, but if developer Nordblum Companies has their way, you'll also know it as a hub of public art. BNews reporter Chris Flaherty was at the unveiling of the first of a series of artworks planned for Northwest Park.
In an effort to bring more outdoor art to Northwest Park, the Nordblum Company has been working with the Burlington Planning Board on its first installation. The piece, created by Marie Park and named "I've Just Been Kissed," made its debut at 3rd Ave outside Twist Bakery on Thursday, November 2nd.
We wanted the pieces on 3rd Avenue to be family friendly, so we chose this one just because it would appeal to children, and it's very safe. Children can climb on it and take their pictures on it, and we also just liked it best. We ran a competition. We had about 20 entrants, and we picked this one, and then also a granite whale that we'll be putting on the green in the spring.
These pieces were acquired with the assistance of the New England Sculptors Association. Todd Fremont Smith says Nordblum is committed to bringing more artwork to Burlington in the future.
Our intention is to run this program for at least 10 years and run the competition annually with NISA, and to choose the best piece every year and to purchase that piece as a part of a permanent collection that will span across Northwest Park. So there'll be what we're calling the Art Walk, where you'll be able to walk around from sculpture to sculpture with your family on a nice day and look at all the different art. We've got plenty of spaces and places here at the park to put these things, and I think it just adds a level of fun and family activity, and just to bring this area to life. It's really emerged as a neighborhood with all the housing and the companies, the corporate people who work here, and all the restaurants and Wegmans on 3rd Ave.
The town has a wonderful partnership with Nordblom. We've been working with them for many years, and that's how this wonderful 3rd Ave park came to be, and it's really developed beautifully just as it was envisioned. I also want to give kudos to Nordblom for their partnership with us on outdoor art, because it was Nordblom's original investment of $10,000 that funded the Burlington Sculpture Park. That's how we got our start. It's a wonderful partnership. People are going to think of Burlington now as a place with wonderful, cool outdoor art in our center and here at 3rd Avenue. And we have great plans for the future, and I think that we'll continue to work really well together to bring beautiful artwork to Burlington so that people enjoy our outdoor spaces and they become gathering points in the community. And I think that this first installation at 3rd Avenue is whimsical and fun, and I can see there's a child over there playing on it already.
Hop on down to 3rd Ave and check out this riveting sculpture. Until next time, this is Chris Flaherty for BNEWS Weekly.
The Burlington Sculpture Park hosted its fall event recently. BNews reporter Carmen Fizeme has this story.
The Sculpture Park's fall event was a fun-filled gathering filled with art, food, and of course the Red Trousers acrobatic troupe.
We have a wonderful team on the Sculpture Park Committee. We have someone from the schools, from Select Board, from the Rec Department, from Town Meeting, from the business community, and me from the Planning Board. So all 7 of us work very well together, and we each take a different role.
Organizers say it's great to see their vision come to life.
I think my favorite part of the event is just seeing all these families get together and have a good time in the park. Because when we first envisioned the Sculpture Park, we hoped that it would be busy and vibrant and that people would come and enjoy it. So it's wonderful to see that come to fruition. The main purpose is really just for the town to come and enjoy the park. We want, because it's kind of tucked away in a corner here, not everyone even knows it's here. So we try to have events to make sure people know that it's here, that it's free, that it's open to everyone. And the whole purpose of the park is for people to come together and enjoy it. So
don't forget to keep your eye out for more events in Burlington. For BNews Weekly, I'm Carmen Fizeme.
The war between Israel and Gaza is entering its 2nd month, with weighty implications for people here in Burlington who have ties to that part of the world. Recently, teenagers from 2 local religious communities, the Islamic Center of Burlington and Temple Shalom Emeth, got together to share their experiences and build towards a culture of peace. Rabbi Susan Abramson shared these videos.
We're living in such horrible times right now when it would be so easy for us to kind of be on both sides of the fence or not friends, and so the imam, should I call you the imam?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
The imam and I are good friends, and we want to model peace and friendship with everybody because we think that that's the only way to be in this world, and hopefully, and that's why we wanted all of you here also to continue to branch out that model of friendship and peace, because our 2 faiths share that in common.
Our poster represents that instead of fighting over our 2 religions' differences, that we should embrace our similarities, peace.
Because both of our religions preach a lot about peace and togetherness.
Yeah.
So our poster represents not just the religions of Islam and Judaism, but also represents It also represents the country as a whole, so Palestine and Israel coming together.
Yeah, it says we are as one, just because it shows that together we can like make peace and we shouldn't hate each other.
Oh, okay, so it's just the will, and we're talking about how there's peace connecting with religions, beliefs, I guess. Yeah, so like love and hope and just peace overall. That's the biggest one. Yeah.
Whether you call it a crayfish, crawfish, crawdid, or crawdad, there's a crustacean at the Burlington Science Center with something to teach you about curiosity. It's Critters Up Close.
The Science Center here in Burlington High School is home to all manner of creatures, including Ezekiel, a crawfish,
crawfish, crawdaddies, crawdids, however you want to describe it, are all encompassing the same animal. So if you come from the south, you might call them, crawdads or crawdaddies, and if you come up here, they're crayfish. So it really just has to do with the regional culture of wherever you live. A crayfish is what is called a crustacean. So if you've ever met a lobster or a crab, they are cousins or related to other animals. Like lobsters and crabs.
Wendy Pavlicek uses Ezekiel to teach Burlington students about creatures that live in the water.
They always say, oh, it's a baby lobster. And again, even though they're related to lobsters, they're very similar in most aspects, the way their body is and the behaviors they do. The other thing that's really neat is they always notice that the crayfish only moves backwards when it's startled. So they flick their tail and they can only move in that certain position backwards to get away, but they can slowly crawl forward. But when I show them kind of the defense system that they have, it's called like the flicking motion, where they flick backwards, and kids are just really attractive to how they swim or flick away to go away from predators.
Let's see if I can get him to come out.
So you saw some of that little tail flicking there. The other thing you'll notice, which I always think of SpongeBob SquarePants, if you've ever seen that children's cartoon, is their eyes are raised and kind of on pedestals, as they call them, and they can independently move from each other. So you'll notice that they have really big raised eyes, but believe it or not, they don't have the best vision. They can see movement really well, but it's why they have these look how long those antennas are. And you'll notice that Ezekiel is flicking his tail, and that's again to try to get away. Obviously knows he's out of the water, and he's kind of moving that major claw around in a circle, ready to pinch.
Now you know a little more about the creatures who call Burlington home.
The Burlington Red Devils football team is in the playoffs for the first time since 2015, and the Junior Devils over at the middle school went undefeated in their championship-winning season. Let's turn to Anthony Matos for the latest in fall sports.
Hey everyone, I'm Anthony Matos. This is your weekly sports report. Red Devil football competed in the playoffs in Norwood on the 3rd. BCAT volunteer Bill Hayes brings you these highlights.
The Red Devils advanced to the quarterfinals of the MIAA Division IV playoffs with a convincing victory over the Norwood Mustangs last Friday night. Following a Norwood fumble, senior Joey Poland capped a 13-play drive with a 3-yard run to put the Devils on the board first. Senior Josh Pupa's extra point made the score 7-0. Norwood tied the score in the second quarter when Brian Dearborn scored on a 25-yard TD reception from quarterback Matty Mahoney. But the Devils responded. This time it was quarterback Anthony Guerrier connecting with Charlie Hannafin on a 14-yard TD strike. The extra point was good. Burlington led 14-7 at halftime. In the third quarter, the Devils blew the game open with 2 scores. Poland scampered for 49 yards to make the score 21-7 after Pupa's extra point, and special teams player Ryan Brooks returned a punt 50 yards for a TD, making the score 28-7. Norwood opened the fourth quarter with a quick score to make the score 28-13, but Burlington answered when Guerrier found Brooks on a slant route for a 10-yard TD. The Devils defeated the Mustangs 34-21 to advance to the quarterfinals of the MIAA tournament on Friday, November 10th, when they traveled to Tewksbury to play the Redmen at 7 p.m.
We have post-win reactions from Joey Poland, Anthony Guerrier, and Ryan Brooks.
Excited, man. It was a good win, team effort. We came in, we have everything to lose, haven't won a playoff game since 2015.
It was awesome. Honestly, it was an upset in my eyes. We were ready the whole week. I know I can just trust my guys. I mean, I couldn't have done it without the guys protecting me, and then my great receivers that I could throw the ball to, so that was good.
We just got to go out and fight, Just keep putting up points, and I got to stop on defense.
The Junior Devils football team were named the Minutemen champs after a 48-32 win over Concord on November 8th. For more details about the season, go to bcattv.org/sports. Lady Devils cheerleading will compete in the MSAA North Regional Championship this weekend on November 12th at Billerica High School. We wish them all the best of luck. Lady Devils field hockey season came to a close after a 7-0 loss to Doherty Memorial in Worcester in the MIAA playoff tournament. 5 seniors are departing from the team: Jenna Dickey, Kelsey Condon, Renee Lecomte, Elizabeth Delory, and Mia Lauder. Best of luck to them all. Lady Devils volleyball competed at home with Mansfield. For more, we go to BNEWS Sports reporter Robert Paris.
The Mansfield Hornets paid a visit to Burlington High School in the round of 32 of the D2 MIA playoff tournament for Lady Devils volleyball. Here's how it all went down. In the first set, the Devils and Hornets kept it close. When it was knotted up at 24 apiece, the Devils found a way to win it 26-24 as they took the first set 1-0. Mansfield wasn't going down without a fight as they found a way to win in set 2 25-20. Tied game 1-1. Mansfield took the third set over the Devils 28-26. Set point 2-1 Mansfield. At this point in the game, it was all or nothing for Burlington, as they needed to find a way to win set 4 to stay alive in the postseason. Burlington regrouped as they outscored their opponent 25-12, tying up the set at 2-2. Set 5, also known as the sudden death round. The first to get to 15 points wins. And a nail-biter, one last spike from senior Haley Collins did it.
Lady Devils volleyball went down to Duxbury in the round of 16 where they won 3-0 in the sets. The Devils advanced to the quarterfinals and now will meet with Longmeadow on November 10th. Updates next week. The girls' soccer season is over after a 3-0 loss in Grafton during the round of 32 of the playoffs on the 4th. 6 seniors are departing from the team: Hannah Browdy, Charlize Collins, Cora Laverty, Shay McDonald, Morgan Ryan, and Anna Viglione. Good luck in your future endeavors. The girls' cross-country team season came to an end after Middlesex League meet. No seniors will be graduating from the team. The boys' cross-country teams competed in the MSTCA Frank Mooney Coaches Invitational on November 4th. 15 athletes competed. Burlington placed in 8th out of 13th. For a full list of results, go to theathletic.net. The MIA D2 Cross-Country Championship is where the boys head next in Wrentham on the weekend. 10 athletes are competing for the boys. Good luck to everyone competing. The combined Woburn and Burlington swim team were at Boston University on November 5th for the MIA North Sectionals meet. The team came in 13th place out of 26th. Burlington will be competing at the state championship meet on Veterans Day at MIT. We want to wish everyone from both towns the best of luck. BNEWS Sports reporter Robert Paris talked with Sean Hart about the installation of the scoreboard at MSMS.
This past spring, town meeting approved a warrant article regarding upgrades to athletic fields in Burlington. One of those included a brand new scoreboard at the Marshall Simons Middle School.
Marshall Simons is such an active facility here for both the youth and athletics that we thought for sure that we needed something over there that would, again, kids love to see the time, and parents want to see the time. I want to see the time, see the scores of the games, and so having that over there has been a really nice upgrade to that field.
Sean has had a very positive feedback from coaches, athletes, and even officials.
I think it's been a huge hit for us. I think, again, anytime you're playing a varsity level game, being able to look at the time and know what, the details of the game are being happening there, I think it's been an amazing kind of an attribute to the games now. So I think the kids really enjoy it. The coaches certainly appreciate it. I know the officials even appreciate it because it's just an easy thing to look at while you're playing the game.
That's not the only new thing at Marshall Simons. The Parks and Recreation Department installed a new flagpole in October. The funds were made possible by the American Legion, Parks and Rec, and the school department. Up next, improvements to the baseball field at Francis Wyman.
We are redoing the new baseball field, obviously this spring into the summer, and then it'll be ready to go for next year. So there'll be a scoreboard or some type of scoring system there. Marvin is a little different because we'd love to put something down there, but it's kind of a recreational facility, and we had to go jump through a few hoops there, so we're kind of just mapping out where we're going as we're going.
From the Marshall Simons Middle School and Athletic Director Hart's office, I'm Robert Paris for BNews Sports.
For more Red Devil action, go to bcattv.org/sports and check out our Twitter page at BNEWS Sports. That's all for now. I'm Anthony Matos. Back to you guys in the studio.
Let's turn to Peter Brown with the weather, and stay tuned after that for your community calendar with Gretchen Carey.
Well, hello everyone, this is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the next 7 days. Here we are heading in towards the middle of November. I know it's hard to believe that we're actually getting up towards Thanksgiving. Hard to believe that we're that far into the fall. We're not that far from winter right now, and it's been feeling kind of chilly out there in the Burlington area the past couple of weeks or so. Now, starting up here on Friday, we should be seeing temperatures at this time of the year in the low 50s, and that's about where we're going to be. Not too bad, nothing too cold, but also, unfortunately, for those of us who like the warm weather, nothing too mild out there either. And as we get in towards the end of next work week, towards the end of our period, we should be again seeing temperatures again in the low 50s at this time of the year. And I think actually by the time we get to the end of next week, we're going to be seeing a slight warming trend coming into the Burlington area. So we may see temperatures approaching 60 again. And of course, we notice now since we turned the clocks back, the sun is now setting before 4:30 in the afternoon. So a sure sign that winter is on its way. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at the Climate Prediction Center's calling for us in terms of temperatures and precipitation over the next 7 days. Now looking at our temperature map, they're looking at us to have about average temperatures. That's what I'm seeing as well. Again, going to be average on Friday, pretty chilly this weekend, but then we're going to see that warming trend coming in next week. So that's going to average everything out. But looking at our precipitation chances, this is some good news with some of that cold weather around this weekend and early next week. It is going to be extremely dry here. Very, very different for what we usually see in November. November is usually our cloudiest and rainiest month, and it is going to be anything but that over the next 7 days. So as we go ahead, let's take a look at those 7 days of weather coming up. And again, there's really not much I can say here. It's just going to be pretty much wall-to-wall sunshine right from Friday right through next Thursday. Just a couple of fair weather clouds here and there each and every day. No rain showers, no snow showers around. Temperatures again starting around average on Friday, cooling off quite a bit as we go into the weekend. And thereafter, as you get into next work week, going to start off chilly on Monday, but moderating up to maybe near the upper 50s by the time we get towards the end of the week. So everyone, get out there, enjoy the weather, and have a great week.
Hi, and welcome to the Burlington Brief. I'm your host, Sydney Bowles.
And I'm your other host, Sarah Eshelman. We're here to bring you a no-nonsense,
maybe a little nonsense,
guide to what's happening in Burlington, from major capital projects to schools to business and society.
Tune in every week for fresh interviews with people at the center of local news and conversations between two journalists who know what's up. So subscribe to the Burlington Brief to make sure you don't miss a single thing and get the best of local news delivered right to your ears.
Hey everyone, I'm Gretchen Carey, and this is your Community Calendar. Beginning on November 17th, the Stone Zoo will be having their Zoo Lights events in Stoneham. For more information, go to zoonewengland.org/StoneZoo. On November 18th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., Burlington Community Scholarship Foundation is having a Thanksgiving craft fair at BHS. For more information, go to the following website. On November 19th at 5 p.m., the Made in Burlington store will be having a holiday grapevine wreath workshop. For more information and to register, go to their website. For more community calendar events, go to bcattv.org, burlingtonpubliclibrary.org, and burlingtonrecreation.org. I'm Gretchen Carey, and that was your Community Calendar.
As we do every week, we have a photo sent in by a member of the community. This one comes from Christina Nikitas, who says it's of members of the Burlington Garden Club preparing lanterns for the town common this holiday season. Thank you, Christina. If you have a photo you'd like to see featured here, email it to us at bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line, Photo of the Week. That's our program for this week. Happy Veterans Day, and thank you to all those who served. Don't forget to stop by the town's Veterans Day ceremony tomorrow, Saturday at 10 a.m. I'll leave you with some images from Jeremy Brooks as the members of the American Legion Riders organization surprised veterans by paying for their groceries this past weekend. I'm Phil Gallagher. See you next week.